Thor Ragnarok. Disney repeated it won its second weekend, but was joined by Daddy's Home 2 Paramount and the remake of Murder on the Orient Express Paramount as strong performers. And A Bad Moms Christmas STX had a strong hold to add to the good news. But otherwise it was more famine than feast. 510 combined only grossed $11 million. Last year's $5 holdover grossed nearly that much by itself. The lingering effects of a weak October continue to affect the overall results. Initial estimates show total business this weekend down around 6% from the same weekend last year. The two new entries both fall into the realm of mid-budget between $5,075 million titles that have been so problematic of late. Both came in several million or more above the $20 million are close estimates, with both now in range to make money, though each has a different path to reach that. Daddy's Home 2 came in particularly strong on Saturday with a second full-day increase of 6%, allowing it to beat out Murder. This has been a comedy-deprived year overall, and lingering positive vibes after the first one just under 2 years seem to connect to boost this. Paramount took a big chance in placing this in early November rather than the Christmas date last time. The initial response suggests they bet right. A normal 3-time multiple would get this to $90 million. But positioned 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, it might get a bigger boost ahead. The first one, with holiday weekday boost and beyond, ended up at $150 million, 4 times its opening. Murder on the Orient Express did even better compared to its cost and then has the bonus of an initially strong overseas response. Now at $57 million, it's in its second strong UK weekend. It surprised with a $19 million start in China. The domestic response relied on older audiences, not as well served by wide releases in recent weeks, with the inclusion of Judi Dench in the cast certainly boosting it. Of note is that this is the second straight Dench film that didn't receive better than mixed reviews, similar to Victoria Abdul, yet drew a stronger older audience. That defies typical patterns. Both these films and their success shows at least a temporary retreat to the familiar among regular moviegoers, with both likely to end up with domestic totals at or around the far more expensive Blade Runner 2049, which despite its strong reviews and massive media attention failed to get the intended response. But though neither is a breakthrough effort, the ability to be conventional and still do well is something of a relief after signs that nothing other than core franchise films in the odd horror hit can amass much interest. Thor Ragnarok. Among franchise titles, Thor Ragnarok with a 53% drop fell in normal range among comic universe titles, more impressive since its initial gross outpaced other November titles. The second weekend, though falling more than Doctor Strange last year, was still $13 million higher for the weekend than that title. Worldwide it is already at $650 million. Better than many films this year at this stage of release, even more so for its non-summer, non-holiday release date. It does face a challenge from DC Comics' Justice League Warner Bros. This Friday, but it has to date done better than its high expectations. Rounding out the positive news, Bad Moms Christmas fell only 31% its second weekend, although that number came in lower in part because it opened on a Wednesday, spreading initial business over 5 days instead of 3. For a more accurate comparison, the film through weekend 2 with 2 extra days is just under $40 million, compared to $50 million for the first series entry late last summer. The numbers, particularly if this, like last time, can do decent foreign numbers, could be enough to make another entry plausible. 4 viable films, all certain to play through Thanksgiving, will help the upcoming weeks as they add to the giant grossers expected for Justice League and Coco. Disney. The year is still down 5% from last year, and something close to the decline for the full year is looking more likely all the time. A Bad Moms Christmas box office won. Thor Ragnarok. Disney Week 2 last weekend won $56,600,000, 54% in 4,080 theaters. No change. PTA per theater average $13,873, cumulative $211,590,000. 2. Daddy's Home 2 Paramount New Cinema Score B Metacritic 30s budget $69 million, $30 million in 3,575 theaters. PTA $8,392, cumulative $30 million. 3. Murder on the Orient Express. 20th Century Fox New Cinema Score B. Metacritic 53's budget $55 million, $28,200,000 in 3,331 theaters. PTA $8,441 cumulative, $28,200,000 for A Bad Mom's Christmas STX Week 2. Last weekend to $11,510,000, 31% in 3,615 theaters. No change. PTA $3,184 cumulative, $39,874,000. 5. Jigsaw Lionsgate Week 3. Last weekend $33,420,000, 48% in 2,651 theaters. 290 PTA $1,290 cumulative, $34,354,000. 6. Boo to a Medea Halloween Lionsgate Week 4. Last weekend for $20,070,000, 54% in 1,900 theaters. 302 PTA $1,089 cumulative, $45,920,000. 7. Geostorm Warner Brothers Week 4. Last weekend $1,545,000, 51% in 1,685 theaters. 981 PTA $917 cumulative, $31,624,000. 8. Blade Runner 2049 Warner Brothers Week 6. Last weekend $1,410,000, 39% in 863 theaters. 601 PTA $1,634 cumulative, $88,001,000. 9. Happy Death Day Universal Week 5. Last weekend $1,312,000, 51% in 1,564 theaters. 620 PTA $839 cumulative, $54,955,000. 10. Lady Bird A24 Week 2. Last weekend $1,249,000, 243% in 37 theaters. 33 PTA $33,766 cumulative, $1,781,000.